Tom Hanks in Castaway gets a volleyball. Chris Pratt in Passengers gets Jennifer Lawrence. I'm just saying, one of them wins. Passengers. So Passengers takes place on board a ship called the Avalon that's going through deep space to another world. They're going to colonize this other planet. The entire crew is in cryo sleep for about 120 years. After 30 of those 120 years, 90 years too soon, Chris Pratt's character gets woken up from cryo sleep for reasons unknown. Then sometime after that, Jennifer Lawrence's character gets woken up, and then later on down the movie, the ship starts malfunctioning, and then, you know, thriller stuff. Which is funny, it really breaks this movie up into 3 sections. The first section, Chris Pratt gets woken up, and it really is one dude in isolation hanging out. Is Castaway in space. He has no interaction, well, except Michael Sheen, who's this android bartender. I thought he was great, but it was cool seeing this dude. At first he's all confused and he tries to find solutions to his problem. Then he just kind of hangs out and eats all the fine food and starts living it up on the ship because he's like, there are no rules. What's anyone gonna do? Then Jennifer Lawrence's character comes into the scene. Then it becomes a romance that's not quite as interesting as the segment where Chris Pratt was just isolated and alone. Which really made me wonder whether or not Jennifer Lawrence's character was necessary to begin with. I mean, what's wrong with a space movie about isolation? That's interesting enough. But box office. However, admittedly, there is a neat moral dilemma that Chris Pratt does face in this movie that has to do with that element, and I thought that was actually really cool. And then, you know, the thriller stuff, which goes down exactly how you think it's gonna go down. It really does. But what I liked is Chris Pratt really carries a lot of this movie. He really does. His character is a more interesting character than Jennifer Lawrence's character. He has more layers than she has. Not that she's bad, she's Jennifer Lawrence. She'll love it or hate it depending on how you feel about that statement, but it is what it is. But what we have here is a Frankenstitching of 3 genres among the sci-fi genre. It's sci-fi drama, sci-fi romance, sci-fi thriller. It's nothing you haven't seen before. A lot of things in this movie is nothing you haven't seen before. The movie's slow. What do you want? It's just kind of slow. This movie is like cornflakes. It's the cornflakes of cereal. It's like, is it bad? No? Is it good? Well, it's cornflakes. It's not sweet. It doesn't have any real distinguishing flavor to it. A couple people hanging out. And even when they try to throw drama in there, it's not as interesting as they want it to be for you. I guess that's a big gripe about the movie is there are opportunities. There are moments where you're like, you could have done something interesting with that. You could have done something really interesting with that. Do they? Not really. And that you just look at what could have been in the movie that is Passengers. Look, this is a simple review for a simple movie. In the end, Passengers was okay. I really liked a couple of elements in here that I can't really talk about because it's kind of spoilerish. And really the backbone of this movie is the romance column, and it's one of the weaker parts of this film. Some of you out there will enjoy Passengers, some won't. I can't quite get it to, yeah, you should watch Passengers. It was on the fringe, but right now, as I stand, I will say Passengers would have been a better time if I were drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. Along with Jennifer Lawrence, you kidding me? The best thing ever. The Kia. Alright guys, so Passengers, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite sci-fi drama out there? Whatever you think, whatever it is, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.